Hi there, I'm Rachel Demarest Gold, and I'm Director of the Employment Law Department here at Abrams Fensterman. And not to glom on, but this is more Coldplay affair content. But what I want to talk about is workplace relationships, the issues it raises, and some guidelines for how to deal with them. First, let's talk about harassment and its definition. Sexual harassment is unwanted verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature. It's a form of gender discrimination. And in the federal system, the behavior has to be severe and pervasive for it to be actionable. In New York, however, the standard is much lower. Someone must just be treated differently to be considered harassed. And when you're talking about a relationship with a CEO, where the power dynamic is skewed by definition, the question becomes, can anything ever really be unwanted or consensual? Because executives or not, this relationship, the one that everyone's talking about, was between the CEO and a subordinate. And that is the very power dynamic that these laws are designed to protect workers against. Beyond that, though, there are serious risks employers need to understand. Where does the workplace end and their personal life begin? The problem is it really doesn't. If a boss is harassing someone after the Christmas party late at night at another location on the other side of town, the employer is still exposed to liability for that person's behavior. And what happens when the relationship ends? Even if a couple dates happily for many years, as soon as it is over, the employer's left with a toxic situation. And there will always be the breakup to blame if that worker feels treated differently or retaliated against. What's the impact on everyone else? Well, harassment laws are not just about protecting the people involved in the relationship. A hostile environment can be suffered by someone because of someone else's relationship or behavior. On the most obvious level, two people cozying up at work, especially when they're both bosses and one of them is the chief, will make people uncomfortable. On a less obvious level, there's the problem of favoritism, or even the perception of it. So how do employers deal with workplace romances? Well, many now have non-fraternization policies, flat-out prohibitions. Others require disclosure of the relationship. But either way, employers need to make sure there's an understanding amongst the parties that protects the employer, and that their annual training includes consensual relationship and management obligations. Because relationships between coworkers creates risk for everyone involved, and they shouldn't be ignored. Thanks for